And welcome to another live stream Watchalong reaction. Tonight we're reacting to Inter Miami CF versus Nashville SC 2026 CONCACAF Champions Cup round of 16. Leg 2, aggregate 0-0. Miami wins, they win the tie. Nashville wins, they win the tie. Scoreless draw extra time. A scoring draw in Nashville. It's that simple. Whoever wins outright wins the tie. If there's a scoreless draw, we go to extra time. If there's a scoring draw, that's a Nashville win. So right now, it's pretty simple. Pretty simple, all things considered. Whoever wins is through. Scoreless draw, extra time, scoring draw, Nashville with away goals. So with that being said, hate watch scout and study session for the NYCFC game, says Daniel. Fair enough. With that being said, Inter Miami CF contra Nashville SC. La Copa Campeones de la CONCACAF, octavos de final, partido vuelta, 0-0 global. Miami ganador, avanzar. Nashville ganador, avanzar. 0-0 empate, tiempo extra. Empate y goles. Nashville avanzar, goals visitar. So, that's simple. With that being said, starting 11s are as follows. Let's get these running. And we will be here, of course, for the game at 10 o'clock between Toluca and San Diego. We're not going to be live for the America Philly game because I'm making a review for this match, and I think we know exactly how that game's going to go. We'll keep an eye on the Seattle-Vancouver score, even though that's probably way over while we're live for Toluca-San Diego. We're only live for one game tomorrow, that being Tigres-Cincinnati, and reviewing that because LA-Mount Pleasant's way over as well. With that being said, starting 11s are as follows. In goal for Inter Miami, Dane St. Clair. The back four of Sergio Reguilon, Mikel, Gonzalo Lujan, Facundo Mura. The back four. The defensive midfield two of Yannick Bright, Rodrigo De Paul. The attacking midfield three of Talasco Segovia, Lionel Messi, Tadeo Allende, and up top, Herman Berterame. For Nashville, in goal, Brian Schwake. The back four of Andy Nahar. We have Jason Palacios. We have Maxwell Woldsey. And we have Daniel Lovitz. For the midfield two, we have Patrick Yazbek. We have Matthew Corcoran. The midfield three, we have Christian Espinoza, Hani Mukhtar, Warren Madrigal, and up top, Sam Surge for Nashville. All right, teams are walking in, and we are good. We have Cruz Azul LAFC as one of the quarterfinals. At the end of the night, we'll have a second quarterfinal and half of another quarterfinal. Well, half of two other quarterfinals put together, and then tomorrow night we'll have all four of our quarterfinals. It is raining in Miami. What do you know? Four minutes to kick off. It is raining in Miami. Not helpful for what this game could be. Either that helps Miami win respectfully quick, or we go extra time. Easier. Top 8 of the UEFA Champions League, by the way. just to be clear. We have PSG versus Liverpool, once again, like last year. Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich. Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. Sporting Clube de Portugal versus Arsenal. Just to keep an eye on that. Which could lead to Arsenal, Barcelona, PSG, Real Madrid. Well, PSG's got a good line to the final, don't they? UEFA-wise. Of course, we have the Europa League and Conference League tomorrow. We'll know those. Kickoff next for Miami, Nashville. Waiting for this game to get started. Sup, Ryan? You streaming Rapids, Miami when they play at the Broncos Stadium next month? Haven't even got to that on my schedule yet, which is just weird. Like, this is rare. Like, I have not even made any. Like, this year I made the January schedule, then made the February schedule, then made the March schedule. I have not made month after month. I normally make most of the schedule over the first half of the year. I don't know. Either way. So, possibly I do. Are they playing on a Saturday or a Sunday, Mile High? Are they playing on the same day as Toronto? That really tells you if I am or not. Either way. Who I got winning? Miami. I think Miami wins the game and wins the tie. I'm sticking with it. Weird thing, Regulon is starting. He only played one game, and it was with academy players. Yeah, that is pretty shocking, but he's a talented player. He should be playing, and here he is. So let's look at, well, that would be international break, right? Miami, Austin, Toronto, Colorado. So it's not, Toronto's playing at 12 against Colorado at home, of course. Ooh, Lord. Saturday, April 11th. Let's see what we got. Toronto at 12 against Cincinnati. Miami versus Red Bull at 6:30, so it's not that week either. So nobody gives a shit about Sunday. Saturday the 18th. We got Colorado, Miami at 3:30 after Toronto at 12. I could do both. They're playing April 18th, exactly a month from now at 3:30 Central, 2:30 Mountain, of course. Toronto at 12. 12-1-2. Review the game. I could do it. You know what? Screw it. I'll do a back-to-back. I'll do a back-to-back that Saturday. Well, I mean, I'm a different time zone than you. You know what? Fine. We will do a back-to-back on Saturday, April 18th. We will do a back-to-back on Saturday, April the 18th. And I ain't got to worry about Formula One because Donald Trump's a nut job. So there's no Formula One next month. They don't race again until they race in Miami in May. So, speaking of Miami. So, yeah, I don't even have to worry about that. Yeah, screw it. We'll do a back-to-back. We'll do a back-to-back on Saturday, April the 18th. We'll do a Toronto live and RSR. We have enough time to do that and then still be on for Colorado, Miami, an hour and a half. That shouldn't take me so bad. Shouldn't take me that long, especially with the way things upload here. Yeah, we'll go live for both and review both. Toronto, Austin, and Colorado, Miami. Because for some reason, Toronto loves playing at home at 12 on frickin' home game dates. Either way. We're off. Miami has the ball. Again, a scoreless draw. We go to extra time. A scoring draw puts Nashville through. A outright win for either side puts the side that wins through. So Miami's only chance is win outright or win in extra time / penalties. They should beat Nashville in regular time. I would assume so. I would assume so. So the score of the game is the score on aggregate. It's not that hard. One, I think the rare ones this week or this round, where it's the score on the night is the score on aggregate in the second leg. Hell, I think throughout this tournament. LA Galaxy versus Sporting San Miguelito was one of those in the second leg. Dane St. Clair in goal for Miami. Reguilon, Mikhail, Gonzalo Lujan, Facundo Mura for Miami, the back four. Yannick Bright, Rodrigo de Paul. Talasco Segovia, Messi, Allende, Herman Berterame for Miami. Miami playing forward. Miami has semi-struggled this year, but they've still been good at times. Brian Schweik in goal. Lovitz, Woldsey, Palacios, Nahar, Corcoran, Yazbek. Reguilon going forward. Madrigal, Mukhtar, Espinoza, and Sam Surge. So, yes, on that April 18th, I won't forget when I make the schedule, probably on the off days in between this round and the freaking international break. That's probably when I should do it. At least don't do it right at the bitter end of the month. Blocked away, which I certainly won't have. Either way, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. Miami versus Colorado after Toronto, Austin. We'll do both. Both live, both RSRs, similar to how we're doing today. Header, except there's a bigger break between the matches tonight. But either way, I'm doing it tonight. Why wouldn't I do it then? A game at Mile High. 4 Mile High. Rapids versus Miami. Four minutes in, Miami playing forward. Those tickets are expensive. Well, I'm doing the game live, sitting in my couch. Here's a chance. Saved by Schweik. Berterame all alone. And he shoots it straight at Schweik. No, you're garbage. Berterame, dude, he was onside. That was the chance. That was the chance. Jesus Lord, my God. Brian Schweik makes an easy save on Berterame. There was the chance. Miami could have easily went ahead right there. Segovia. I mean, Nashville's playing well. I can't say they're not, so I can't say it's completely embarrassing if Miami loses this tie. I don't think it's as embarrassing as losing to Atlanta in the playoffs like they did a couple of years ago. It's not as embarrassing, but if they lose to Nashville at home, they did it to themselves, that's for sure. I mean, Nashville's playing well. I mean, they've definitely not been afraid of Miami. They're going right at Miami, and I think that's the big difference. Is I think most people would be afraid of Miami. I'm not saying it's the ticket, Madrigal. I'm not saying it's the ticket, but if you're not afraid of Miami and you don't play afraid of Miami, you might have a better chance of beating them. Cleared away. Miami going forward. DePaul. Nashville gets on the ball. You're doing a Stanley Cup watch along if the Maple Leafs make it. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do Stanley Cup playoff watch alongs if the Maple Leafs make it, but they won't. It's impossible. They're not going to make it. So maybe there's a chance I do other games that I find appetizing if I have an off night. Which in April, I mean, it's a little bit more open, so possibly. And May, for that matter. So, you know, yeah, I mean, there are games. I might still do some hockey. I mean, of course, there's also the Toronto Raptors in the NBA playoffs because they look like they'll at least make the play-in. And you know what? Might as well do some Raptors games if I can't do Leafs games, yeah? I mean, I have a damn new Scotty Barnes Raptors throwback jersey. I should get some use out of it, yeah? So why not? Either way, Avalanche games, probably not. Like if there's a series between the Sabres and the Habs, that's something I'm definitely going to do just for the damn. They're ahead of us. Either way, playing forward's Miami. I don't see myself doing Avalanche games now. The Blues aren't doing half bad. The Blues might make the playoffs too. I think the Blues. Goal, Miami! Lionel Messi finds the goal. 0-1 Miami. Or 1-0 Miami, actually. They're at home. 1-0 Miami. 1-0. Lionel Messi. Goal. You do a Stanley Cup predictions every year? No, and I don't even do it when the Leafs don't. Or I don't even do it when the Leafs make it, so we'll see. But Lionel Messi scores for Miami, and they have a 1-0 lead. 1-0 esta noche global gol de Messi. Lionel Messi, Regulon passes it to Messi, and Messi just takes a shot through the legs of the defender. Woldsey? No. It was Palacios. He took the shot through the leg of Palacios, and he rolls it in past Schweik. I didn't say I was going to do a Stanley Cup predictions video. And there you go. 900 goal for club and country for Lionel Messi. 1-0 on aggregate. 1-0 esta noche y global. 7th minute. That's what you needed from Miami. Oh, yeah. Now, the problem for Miami is they got to keep the lead. Because now, if they draw, they're out of this tournament. They have ruined the chance for extra time. Because they've scored so early, they have ruined the chance for extra time. They have to win. If the playoffs ended today, we would play Seattle first round and then Houston for Denver. Oh, for the Avalanche, and then, okay. Seattle, Avalanche, Houston, Denver. Okay, I got it. I was like, damn, yeah, you're in both playoffs. I remember those days. I remember the feeling of those days when the Raptors and Leafs were in the playoffs at the same time. At least for that 2-week period where they were. At least for that 2-week period where they were. It was a good feeling. 9 minutes in. But yeah. Now, if the Leafs made the playoffs, they'd be playing a division winner. That's for sure. 9:27, 1-0. Houston for, yeah, I get that. The Avalanche aren't called the Denver Avalanche. They're called the Colorado Avalanche. Said Denver, right? Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. The Rockets versus Denver, yeah. I still think Denver wins that. I still think they do. Ten minutes in, especially if Jokic is back. Playing forward. Honestly, I know how you feel. I got fat fingers. I know how you feel. I got fat fingers. I can't type. Especially, well, I can type on a keyboard, but I gotta watch how I type on a phone. I got fat fingers. It's easy for me to mistype on a phone. It is. Blocked out. That's a corner for Nashville. So, do that what you will. Joel Embiid hasn't played in Denver once since being drafted. Yeah, wasn't he injured for like 3 years after he got drafted? Well, I'm just, what, you don't have a computer or a laptop? Talking about to watch the streams? Okay, fair enough, but I'm sure you have a computer. I'm not saying watch on a computer, I'm just saying. Header. Now, if you're talking about like watching the stream, watching my streams, okay, fair enough. Only using phones to watch my streams, fair enough. But I'm sure you have a computer or a laptop of some sort. Who doesn't? His last game was 2,000 plus days ago. 12 minutes in, throw in. Nashville is still fighting after allowing that goal. Header. Cleared away, and that's going to be a free kick for Miami. "13 minutes in. Where's Messi? He's playing. iPad. What's the best game you've seen all year? Toluca, San Diego, first leg. San Diego, Toluca, first leg last week. That was fucking crazy. Like, I went in like, well, because I'm already doing 2 reviews, I don't know if I'll do a third. And then that game deserved a review completely. Like, that was the best game I've seen all year. Like, that's hands down. Even if the Morocco fiasco didn't happen, or the overturning fiasco didn't happen yesterday, it would still be Toluca, San Diego Toluca first leg. That was awesome. Like, what San Diego did last week, and we'll be watching the second leg tonight, of course, so we'll see if it matches up, but I will review that game no matter what, so you will get 2 reviews tonight. Partially because I didn't do the review for the Cruz Azul game last night, partially because it was already planned that way. But, man, the way San Diego played last week, that was the most badass, ballsy shit I've ever seen. It was something I love to watch. Probably one of the best games I've seen overall, in general. In general, it's probably it's got to be in the top 5. Nashville, cross, blocked away for a corner. Nashville punching back. Now Miami's got to stay in the lead because they've killed the away goal, or the fact there could be extra time. They have to stay ahead to win the tie. They tie, they lose. They draw, they lose. Espinoza cross. Header. Miami gets it cleared out. But it's back to Nashville. Nashville is fighting their asses off, man. Mukhtar cross. Dane St. Clair kicks it away, but not far enough. But Miami will get it out. Or not. Or not. Nashville blocked. Here comes Miami. They still have it. DePaul goes down. Free kick for Miami 16 minutes in. But honestly, Toluca San Diego first leg last week has to be one of my top 5 matches of all time. It's somewhere in there. Like, it's with Argentina, France from the World Cup final of games that I've went live for. To be clear. Not just in general that I've watched. Yeah, it was. And I'm surprised Donald Trump didn't make a Truth Social post shitting on the U.S. men's national baseball team after they lost. I'm surprised he didn't. I thought he would have. Like a 4 a.m. Truth Social post just shitting on him while he was on the shitter. That's what I thought he would do. He didn't. I'm disappointed. Either way. But yeah, it was. At least probably for the Venezuelans. For the USA, I don't think so. But for the Venezuelans, I'm sure there was a tinge of that. I'm sure. They wouldn't admit it. They didn't admit it. But I'm sure for the Venezuelans, there was a little bit of like, oh, we're going to show them. And I'm sure for Donald, I'm sure for him, it was political. Because, can't be embarrassed by a country you nabbed their president, right? I'm surprised he didn't make a Truth Social post on the shitter at 4 a.m. Venezuela's just a good team, though. And frankly, I think it was a little part of it. I don't think it was all of it, though. I mean, I think Eugenio Suarez put it well. In his second language, by the way, when he was talking to Verducci, I think. Tom Verducci, I think. He was saying, praise the Lord, all glory to our God for this. He brought us together because we praised him and we played for him. I think it was more the Venezuelans' faith and their team spirit that got them to this point. And I think Eugenio made a good point there. I really do. Honestly, when he was being interviewed, I think he made a good point there. I mean, trust me, if Eugenio Suarez was the third baseman on the Toronto Blue Jays, I would love him. I think he's an amazing player. I like Eugenio anyway, but he has a way of hitting big hits in games that go to shit for me. Like the Blue Jays Game 5 and the ALCS and then the Italy game. He's clutch when he has to be, right? Sucks he plays for the Cincinnati Reds, but the Cardinals suck anyway, so no worries there, right? But shot wide. I like Eugenio Suarez. I think he's a really good player. I think he's a good dude, as far as I could tell. I wish he was playing for the Blue Jays. I wish. Instead of the Reds and the Mariners, but, went to the Reds after being a free agent. He's a good player. I mean, I like Okamoto, don't get me wrong, but, nice story. Nice. Cool. My shock was Dominican Republic eliminated. Damn, I thought Albert Pujols was him. Well, Albert wasn't playing. He was coaching. There's a difference. If Albert was playing, well, okay. No. Albert still got it. I don't care. Albert could still freaking hit a couple of home runs. He maybe can't run no more, but Albert could still hit a couple of home runs, and especially clutch ones. I mean, I think when he retired, he still had some left in the tank. Like, or maybe he emptied the tank, and that's what made it look like he had some left in the tank. But, I mean, watching the season he had with the Cardinals when he retired and got to 700, I still think he has some left in the tank. I mean, if you watch the batting practice clip he had where he took batting practice with a DR as the manager, he still got it. That swing is still there. That power is still there. I don't care if he's more overweight than he was 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't care. Albert still got it. Albert still got it. Albert's always going to be one of my favorite players, and I'll always be a fan of Albert Pujols. And, you know, same as Yadi Molina. Now, I didn't see a video of Yadi still having it when it comes to batting practice. I mean, Yadi was never known for being a power hitter, but he could hit home runs when he needed to, especially after Albert left the Cardinals. But Yadi seems like he's in better shape than Albert, if anything. But, you know, like, Albert was already a little bit overweight when he was playing for the Cardinals. He's gained even more weight. Let's be real. That's just the facts. That's not body shaming. That's just facts. I mean, Albert's always been a big dude, but more here than, you know, more fat than muscle. You know, Albert's always been a big dude, but either way. I mean, watching his whole career as a Cardinals fan second, you know, same as Yachty, you know, Albert still got it. Like, they should have pinch hit him instead of some of the guys they used. It would have been funny if he did. But either way, you know, I blame the players. I don't blame Albert. You can't. Honestly, when it comes to the DR, they had runners in scoring positions like 4 damn times during that game. They could have scored the runs they needed. They didn't. I don't blame that on Albert. I blame that on the lack of execution by the big players that are supposed to get those hits. So I wouldn't blame any of those on Vladdy, because I don't think Vladdy was up for like the big damage moments. But either way, both things could be true. It wasn't. Thought it was like Ancelotti or Real Madrid. Well, you know what? Ancelotti is a pretty good comparison for Albert as a manager, though. Because Ancelotti was a good player. Like, people forget this, but Carlo Ancelotti was a good footballer. Like, he was a talented footballer. Like, he might be the best footballer to turn out to being a manager. I mean, Cruyff was talented, but Ancelotti was... People don't remember. And people haven't really looked back at it, but Ancelotti, yeah, that's a good comp, though, actually. Because Albert Pujols is one of the best baseball players of all time. I'd say he's top 5. He's up there for me. Like, he's up there for me. And frankly, I'm not going to call it a Mount Rushmore. I'll call it 6 grandfathers or whatever. I think that's what it is, 6 grandfathers. So I could put 6 on the list. But for me, you got to go Jackie Robinson, Albert Pujols, in no particular order. Jackie Robinson, Albert Pujols, Barry Bonds. I think pitchers is a different conversation. I could do one of those on pitchers entirely. Hank Aaron, Tony Gwynn, and Shohei Ohtani. Albert, I love Scott Rowland, but he ain't on there. Scott Rowland was my first favorite fielder player growing up. Fielder player growing up. Just because I wanted to be different. But, I mean, Albert was there, of course. But Scott Rowland ain't on that. He ain't that type. He ain't that level player. He's a Hall of Famer, but he ain't that level player. But Albert, Jackie Robinson, Hank Aaron, Tony Gwynn, Shohei, and Barry Bonds. No particular order. I don't give a fuck if Barry Bonds took steroids. So, either way, I mean, Albert Pujols is one of the best baseball players of all time. Just like Ancelotti was a really damn good footballer. So I think as a manager, Albert is closer to Ancelotti, as in he knows the game. He can actually teach it. He can coach these players, and he's not so good that he's out of touch. You know? Because I think that's part of the problem with some of these really talented players becoming managers in any sport. Look at Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky coached before, by the way. Remember those Phoenix Coyotes years where Wayne Gretzky was the coach? They were garbage. Wayne Gretzky was no coach. He might be the best hockey player. No, I don't care what Canadians say. I don't care. I don't care if Canadians are pissed at Gretzky. I don't. Wayne Gretzky is still a legend. Wayne Gretzky is the best hockey player of all time. But he couldn't coach for shit. He couldn't coach for shit. He couldn't. He couldn't. He was a horrible coach. Albert's not that. Like Pep Guardiola, Pep Guardiola was not that good of a footballer. Especially if you're going to compare him to Ancelotti. Klopp was a nobody until he was a manager. Mourinho was a nobody till he was a manager. Nuno was a nobody till he was a manager. And I'm not saying Nuno's anywhere close, but you get my point. Most of the time, the better the player you are in any sport, the worse manager you are. Albert is a anomaly. And Yachty is too, honestly. And I mean, Yachty is not Albert, but Yachty's a damn good player himself. Probably the best catcher of all time. But that's still not, either way. That may be, no, that's not biased. It's true. Yadier Molina is the best catcher of all time. Simple. So, what about, okay, Zidane is one of those. Zidane, I think, is one of those exceptions to the rule. I think Zidane was a damn good player and he's a damn good coach. He just doesn't want to coach unless it's Real Madrid or France. But if he's coaching, he's good. So I think Zidane also is good because he has discernment. I think he knows what he wants and he's only going to do what he wants. And I think that's also probably part of the reason why he is as good as he is because he has discernment. He only wants Real Madrid or France. And if he doesn't have them, he's fine sitting on his couch. I think he's also pretty smart and doesn't want to tarnish his legacy. But I hope that's Fox. Famos Miami says, Isaiah, well, they're up 1-0. And Fox Sports is having a damn stroke. Okay, there we go. 28th minute. I was about to turn it. Do you think Tom Brady could be a good coach? No. I love Tom, but no. No. I don't think Tom. No. Hell, I don't even know if he'd be good at front office. I don't think he'd be a good owner. At least that's the Raiders. At least he owns the Raiders. I don't think Tom would be a good coach. I think Tom. I'm not saying he was naturally talented. He worked to get to where he was. But some things about Tom Brady now kind of, I love Tom, but it feels like he's gone Hollywood a bit, Like Tom Brady's a good analyst. I don't know about an owner. I'm glad he's owning the Raiders so he won't ruin the Patriots, but I think Tom Brady should leave it where it is. I'm good with him as an analyst. He does a good job at that because it's reading the play, but I don't think he could teach people or quarterbacks to play the way he played. Now you could say, well, you think Drake May plays like Tom? I do. Guess who's coaching Drake May, though? The same guy who was the OC for most of Tom Brady's career, Josh McDaniels. The guy who was Tom Brady's teammate for the first 10 years of his career, Mike Vrabel. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? Like, Drake May can run, don't get me wrong, but he plays like Tom for the most part. I mean, I can see a lot of Tom Brady and Drake May. I really can, but that's probably wasn't exactly how I felt last year, or 2024-25. I only really started feeling that way last season when Josh McDaniels was there, who had the same playbook for Tom Brady, who Mike Vrabel, who played under Belichick, who played with Tom for basically the first half of Tom's career, then it started making sense. Like, so I think there's a reason why Drake May plays like Tom, but I don't think there are many quarterbacks who suffice all that to say, I mean, if they could get Tom Brady to be their coach, I mean, I'm going with Mike Vrabel, don't get me wrong, but say Mike Vrabel got struck down by lightning, right? Would I want Tom Brady to replace him? Yeah, because I think Tom Brady would do good for Drake May, because Drake May's already sort of doing a pretty good Tom Brady Jr. impression, you know what I'm saying? Anybody else, though, I don't think so. Like, it's already there for Drake. And, I mean, I guess you could see the raw sort of, like, clay of the Brady-style quarterback in him, even under Gerard Mayo and AVP. But especially now, it's there. It's definitely there. But I'm not saying he's Brady, but he does a good job of comparing to him, I think. But I don't think Tom would be as good as coaching another quarterback who's brand new. But, I mean, Drake May, when he's already getting there, I mean, you add the finishing. I think Tom could add the finishing touches to him, so to speak. Give him a good offensive line. But either way, free kick the other way for Nashville, 33rd minute. My point being is this. No, I don't think Tom Brady would be a good NFL head coach. I don't really want to see it. I mean, he's already kind of, I'm not saying he's tarnishing his legacy to me, but there's some shit that I side-eye him for. Like cloning his dog. Like, I wouldn't do that. You know, I mean, even if I was rich enough, now, would I gladly, like when they're talking about these life extension drugs, that are going to come out for dogs, and I guess if they work there, they'll come out for humans. Would I use them on both? Like when it's out for dogs, would I use them on my dogs? Of course, I would. Would I clone my dogs, though? No. Would I use those life extension drugs, therapies on me once they're in humans as well? Yes. Yes, I would. Would I clone myself? No. No. No, but either way. Cloning's a bridge too far for me. And besides, like, just because they look the same doesn't mean they have the same disposition or the same temperament or the same personality. So why are you doing it? Like, it's not... Like, I get the thought process on cloning a pet. I get it. Because I'm not saying I'd do it, but is Schweight going down again to help his team fast for Ramadan? I think he is. Good man. Good man. He's done it again. Good man. Good man. He's done it again. Schweight went down again to help the Muslim players fast for Ramadan. Good man. Good man. With that being said, I mean, like, but back to my point, I get why you would, because it sucks to lose a pet, especially one that was your sole pet, you know? But the problem with cloning them is they're not going to have, they'll look the same, but they're not going to have the same personality. They're not going to have the same connection. They're not going to have the same temperament. You can't clone the personality or the temperament or the connection, so why do it? You know, that, once they're gone, they're gone. So, I mean, Like, here's a chance for Miami. Chip. It goes wide. Allende puts it wide. Like, whatever my soul dog would be in my life, I would want them to live as long as they could. But once they're gone, they're gone. So, and then, well, corner for Miami. But either way, point is that Tom Brady cloning his dog, that was a big side eye for me. Like, I couldn't even defend that myself. Like, I always try to defend Tom Brady, but fuck, I couldn't defend that. I couldn't defend that. And I'm the guy who wants to have a giant farm and have it filled with dogs. You know? Whether they're mine or helping rescue them and fostering, whether either or, right? In both cases. I'm that guy. And I was like, nah, Tom, no. If anybody's going to understand wanting to clone a pet, that would probably be me. No, I couldn't understand that shit. I couldn't defend Tom for that. No, that's my point. I couldn't defend him for that. Either way, did you know they stripped Senegal of the AFCON championship? Yeah, I did. We talked about it yesterday. And I mean, it's not the wrong decision. It's just the fact they waited 2 months. It should have been the decision made that night. So, that's all. Been eyeing my Parmesan block a lot. I mean, it sounds. I'm just glad you still have some more. I mean, I already making more pasta tonight. Nice. White sauce or bolognese? Which one? 38th minute, 1-0 Miami. Bolognese, okay. Substitution for Miami. Pork chops and white rice. That sounds pretty good. Didn't Panama do the same thing? Yeah, but they lost anyway. So, yeah, they did the same thing, but they lost anyway. So, 39th minute, player off, and it looks like it's going to be Noah Allen coming on for Regulon. Got the assist, and now he's off. Regulon off for Noah Allen. I mean, they lost. So, no problem. They lost. 5 hours of sleep, beware with me. 5 hours of sleep, that's nothing. I ran on like 3 hours of sleep before. Get on my level. I've ran on like 3 hours of sleep before for like 4 days in a row. Like I sleep for a couple hours and then be up and then sleep for like 3 hours and then be up. Especially with like that old bed in the old room because that shit ran so hot. You know. Like, I mean, the new bed, like, you know it's funny, honestly, that new bed in my room, which, well, either way, that new bed in my room. Like, it runs a lot colder. Like, the comforter's a little bit thinner and the sheets are thinner, and it runs a lot colder. Like, it's 80 degrees out here. In Colorado, there was supposed to be a heat dome, high pressure heat wave over in the west, so sounds about right. I want a Messi hat trick. That was his 900th goal. Well, I mean, it would probably be good for Miami if he got one. I kind of want to see him stay on even numbers, though. Either way, like that, the old house, the old bed ran really hot with like the blanket and the bigger comforter and I guess the thicker sheets and the older mattress that was thicker, that was probably way too old in the first place. Like, I woke up running hot a whole hell of a lot. And if I slept a full 8 hours, it was definitely like, wake up 3 or 4 hours later, go back to sleep. Like, that's never really happened here, so to speak. In this new house. Either way, it was feeling like LA. More non-penalty goals than any player in history. Like, in this house, did I already do? Yeah, I need to do that. Okay, good. Playing forward. 5 days to my road trip to LA. At least you're getting used to the hot weather. Either way. Point is I've slept. I may wake up once and go back to sleep. But I don't wake up like 2 or 3 times running hot like a night in this house. That just doesn't happen. Even when I slept on here for like a weekend because my bed wasn't built yet, that didn't happen there either way. So, point is especially when I'm not, when I'm napping in the middle of the afternoon, because I wake up early, then maybe I like wake up and then go back down and wake up and go back down. But like when I sleep at night, I'm knocked. Like in that new bed, I'm knocked. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a lot softer mattress. It's a newer mattress. It was just bought. My bed frame is metal slats. So it's not like a full bed frame, I think. Either way. Just the mattress, no box spring, which probably I don't know if that made things worse. The thinner comforter, thinner sheets with the same blanket. I don't know. Maybe I don't know, really. I think it had a lot to do with the mattress because it was not a memory foam mattress. It was a thick spring-loaded mattress that on the old bed that we had since like 2008. So way over the time you were supposed to sell or get rid of the fucking thing because you're only supposed to be on mattresses for 7 years. The mattress in my old room was on that bed for what, 2025 and used till 2025 from like 2009. Okay, 2009. My bad. Either way, 2019, 10 years, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 16 years. Yeah, no, that was double the time you should have a mattress. Over double. That was probably part of the problem. Probably part of it. I don't know. Either one. 46 minutes. 2 minutes of stoppage time. Miami's holding on for dear life. Nashville ain't playing badly, though. Playing forward, Miami. It's 10 degrees hotter here in Denver than it is in Miami. Shot saved by Schweik. A minute to go. That is kind of crazy. But I think that's because, it's warm here again. Okay. 63 here. It's warmer in Denver than it is here. 63 degrees, as far as I know. Hold on. National Weather Service, do your worst. $67 degrees. Let's just think that's the right click. Oh, perfect. Yeah, 69 degrees. So Microsoft is off, but I don't know how many. 69 degrees. 47th minute. '47th minute, Miami leading by 1, and they're holding on for dear life. Nashville's been punching back. And it's halftime, 1-0 for Miami. Can Miami hold on? Messi with a good goal. And Miami is leading this Champions Cup tie, but Nashville is still fighting. 1-0 on aggregate. But Miami's in the danger zone, because if they allow a goal and can't score a second, they're out of this tournament. $1-0 at the half, 1-0 on aggregate. 1-0 esta noche y global, medio tiempo. San Antonio at 76. Not bad. With that being said, 45 minutes down, 45 to go in this game. We'll review it when it's over, and we'll be back for Toluca, San Diego. Messi has been Miami's hero here so far. The defense is not broken down. Nashville is playing fast and playing furious, but it hasn't got him a goal. Really want to make pappardelle bolognese again. Just need 0-0 flour and eggs, and I can have pasta whenever. Okay. With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going, sit tight. 1-0 at the half, aggregate and on the night. 1-0 esta noche y global, medio tiempo. Short break. We're back for the stats to half. Nashville beaten by Miami again. Well, right now, that's exactly how it's going. That's exactly how it's going right now. 45 more minutes. Stats at the half. Here we are. 58% possession to 42% possession. 5 shots to 1. 4 shots on goal to 0. Way less shots than I would have expected for Nashville, but okay. 218, 88% pass accuracy, 155 accurate passes, 85% pass accuracy, 3 fouls to 5, 2 corners to 2, 5 shots to 1, 1 shot off goal to 1, 4 shots on goal to 0. We have 248 pass to 183, 88% pass accuracy to 85, 12 throws to 5, 0 offside to 0, 1 yellow card to 0, 0 red card to 0, and 1-0 at the half, Miami. Winning the game 1-0, 1-0, medio tiempo, esta noche igual. For me, I think Miami got the goal early that they needed. They're holding on for dear life. They're playing solid defense. Nashville are playing fast when it comes to the game. No, I did not. I have nothing to do with CAF. I have nothing to do with them. I have nothing to do with their decision to giving the trophy to Morocco. I have nothing to do with that shit. I don't know why. I'd rather be gaslighted by Pacharo about Canada being garbage than that shit, frankly. Either way. Miami doing well enough defensively, and one goal. They're defending well, and they're doing what they need to win this tie. Will you do any Haiti watch-alongs? I would assume so. When it comes to the World Cup, I would assume I would be. Haven't made the schedule for the World Cup yet, which is pretty stupid, all things considered. Either way. But I would assume I would. Friendly games? Probably not, no. Miami 1-0 on the night and on aggregate. Miami lead 1-0 on the night and on aggregate. 1-0. Okay, they did move Toluca San Diego to FS1. Good, watching it work. Well, the second half's about to start right now. Miami got the early goal in the seventh minute from Messi. Regulon with the assist. Nashville have had their moments of pushing forward, but they haven't really had any finishing touch. Even really trying to finish. You don't have to tell him that. Risklander's being Risklander. You don't have to tell him. You don't want to. And here comes Nashville. And here we go. And we're off. In the second half. 45 minutes of football. Ready to go when it comes to the second half. 45th minute, 1-0. No, I don't. Not as bad as Pacharo, for sure. Y'all both know how to push my buttons, but he can push them worse. But that doesn't mean... Y'all definitely know how to push my buttons. But either way, and we're off. Miami going forward. Yeah, I can get annoyed at you, but that don't mean anything. Yeah, I know they gave the African Cup of Nations trophy to Morocco. I know. We talked about it yesterday. No. Not that I can think of, no. I don't hate anybody. Or anybody who's a fan of me, I don't hate. No. Now, there are people I can't stand when it comes to people who are not nice. But my fans, no, I have no. That would be sad. You know, if I hated any of my fans, that would be sad. You know, I don't have any feeling like that towards people who are nice and supportive. No. Even if some fans can be annoying and push my buttons, there's no hatred there. Now, can I get a little bit miffed and pissed off? Yeah, I can. That doesn't mean I hate somebody. But either way, 48th minute. How doing, HJU? Why did it take this long to reverse the decision to give it to Morocco? I have no damn clue. I had nothing to do with it. So, bureaucracy. Isn't Messi supposed to go up against Lamine? No. Well, he was this month. But Finalissima got canceled because they were playing in Qatar. And a certain president went and started a war in the Middle East, which means they can't play the game. And the game was not moved to Bernabeu or Camp Nou or Miami, even though Messi wanted it moved, but they did not get it moved. So here we are now, where it will not be played. The Finalissima will not be played because the president has lost his mind. 49th minute. Here's a Allende, and he loses. Dude, you should have taken the shot. Free kick the other way. Allende should have taken the shot. So, thank the president for the reason why we don't have Finalissima. Which is also why we don't have the Bahrain Grand Prix and the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix next month. So there's no Formula One after Suzuka in 2 weeks. Not this Sunday, but the Sunday after. That was my bad. It's the Sunday after. After Suzuka, there will not be any Formula One until Miami in May. Which I think I'll be live for that Grand Prix, but we'll see. We'll see. It is a Sunday, so maybe I just do Formula One instead of football that Sunday. Either way. But I'll be live 2 Sundays from now, or, well, it's midnight, so basically Saturday night for Suzuka in 2 weeks from now. I don't think I'm doing a football match. I don't think there's any other football matches I would have done that day anyway. So it's just Suzuka at midnight. Then we have the rest of Sunday off. The last Sunday of the month. They have a week off this weekend, and they go to Suzuka. Formula One. We do Formula One over here as well. It's the 29th. 28th into 29th. But yeah, no Grand Prix in Saudi Arabia, no football or in the Gulf states or football because, well, here we are, right? Didn't know that. That just ruined my week. Looking forward to that. Well, don't get mad at me. Get mad at the people who want to be at war. I'm not that person. So I'm just telling you the news. Just came out of the gym, was on a Bible study video call. What I missed. Miami scored in the 7th minute. You ain't missed anything else. '52nd minute. Blocked, crossed away. Cross in for Miami. Header, nobody there. Patrick Starr pushed it somewhere else. I don't think you can do that. Only tectonic plates could push a landmass somewhere else. And that takes millions and billions of years. One day there will be Pangea again. I got the reference, but I wanted to be pedantic about it, so, and realistic about it. So do that what you will. I don't know. See, 54th minute. Damn, sorry, I got a little bummed out. I understand that. Does help my schedule because there's a Trinidad game at 5 in the morning before Finalissima, and I was going to do both. Good for me. I ain't got to worry about waking up at like 12 to be ready for the Finalissima after doing a game at 5 o'clock that'll go to 7. So, because Trinidad fans love when I go live for them. So, you know, for my sake, it's pretty good it got postponed. For everybody else, no. For entertainment's proper or whatever, no. Prediction: Brock versus Oba. Obafemi. Obafemi's got to go over. He's got to go over. I'd be pissed if he doesn't. Like, I will legitimately be pissed off if Oba doesn't go over at WrestleMania. I will legitimately be pissed off. Like, they gotta put him over Brock. They have to. We do a watch long for Guatemala versus Argentina. No, I'm not. I think they play on the same day Canada plays and some other playoff finals get played, so no. I think that's a better game than the Finalissima. And I think Canada, Tunisia is too. I'm sort of joking. Either way, 1-0, 55th minute. But you know how this works. Canada gets first bids. Toronto gets first bids or first dibs. Everybody else. When it's a Canada day or a Toronto day, or they get first dibs. You know how this works. Messi spins over. Oh no. And I think Canada plays that day, so 56th minute. Playing forward. Top of the box. Messi. Header saved by Schweik. Bertarame misses the header. 2 close chances for him that could have made this game 3-0 if he scored both. Did not do it. Free kick for Nashville. Alex Mouille on. Reed Baker Whiting is on for Lovitz, and Mouille's on for Madrigal. Beta. That's amazing. '58th minute, Miami. Dane St. Clair on the ball. Just pick it up. '58th minute. Over the top. Playing forward, 59th minute. Messi goes down. Advantage play, no free kick. Tried to run through, but that wasn't meant to be. Nashville back on the ball, 59th minute. Right now, Miami is holding on for dear life. '60th minute. Miami so far leading, but if they allow a goal, they're on thin ice. They're walking on thin ice. They allow a goal, they'll have to answer back and score a winning goal. Nashville will advance with a draw. Now, of course, it's a scoring draw, which means they will advance with a draw if they score a goal themselves. Silvetti for Segovia is the substitution at the hour mark. We'll review this game once it's over. Silvetti on for Segovia. 61st minute. 1-0. 1-0 esta noche. Y global. Miami líder. Playing forward. Backwards. Miami. Over the top. Headed on. It's out for a corner. No, goal kick for Miami. They're going to get that one. Okay. It's a choice. '63rd minute. Playing forward. Free kick for Miami. 64th minute. Who's scored so far? Messi. Messi scored 7 minutes. That's it. It's the only goal. Messi scored in the 7th minute. Silvetti just came on 3 minutes ago. So there was no opportunity yet for him to score. Well, I guess there has. Either way, no real opportunity for him to score. Should the CONCACAF final be at a neutral stadium? No. Because then it would always just be in Mexico or the USA, and then, I don't know. I think the team who earns it deserves to host the final. Header. Reed Baker-Wadding puts it out for a corner. I think it works in Champions Cup where the team who is the best team, the better team of the two finalists, earns hosting the final. I think that's the way it should be. Now, of course, you'd be like, well, I mean, the Women's Champions Cup had a neutral stadium. Yeah, but that was a mini tournament similar to the Nations League to finish it out. But it's not like it's a full-on, like it was a group stage, top 4 tournament. Like the top 2 teams per group went on to the semifinals. So, I mean, they could easily play that out in a short tournament like a Nations League type, which is what they did. It's not like it's a straight knockout 16 or 27 team tournament header. Shot over the bar like CONCACAF Champions Cup is, the men's side of it. So, and the semifinals are still 2-legged ties. So, unless you want to make the semifinals and finals a straight 1-legged tournament, like you really in a Nations League type format, which makes no sense because, I mean, either way, no. CONCACAF, the team who's the best team should host. The best team should host. The team who has more points than the 2 finalists should host. Playing forward is Nashville. Shot over the bar! Oh my! Hani Mukhtar sends it over the bar. He was all alone. All he had to do was keep it low, and he puts it over the bar. Wow. 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 '67th minute. Wow, I can't. That was the chance to take the aggregate lead with the away goals. That was the moment, and they couldn't get it. That's not going to be where you would want, what you want if you're Nashville. Such a good chance right there, and they should have tied the game right there. They did not. Blocked away. It's out for a throw-in for Miami. One 0. '69th minute. Miami holding on. Throw in for Miami with 20 minutes to go. '70th minute. $20 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Right now, Miami has to hold on defensively. There's a good tackle there. That's out for a corner. Corner for Nashville. Nashville is not afraid of Miami, and you can tell. Edvard Tagseth coming on for Nashville for Corcoran. Tagseth for Corcoran. The winner of this tie will play Philly or America, and they'll know in about 2 hours who they're going to face. Frankly, whoever wins this tie, I think, has a really good chance of winning that quarterfinal. Because America aren't good right now, and Philly is even worse. 1-0 for America, of course, last week in Philly, so they're taking a away goal lead, a 1-0 away goal lead home. 1-0 for Philly would send it to extra time. 72nd minute. Miami playing forward. Chips through, and that's cleared, but Miami have it back. Allende. Cross, but that's going to be cleared. "72 minutes. Nashville, 18 minutes to go. Here's a good chance, blocked by Miami, and it goes all the way to the center circle. "73rd minute, Nashville. Keep pressing and keep pushing. Nashville is not giving up, which, I mean, all they need is one goal, as long as Miami doesn't score another. Over the top. Here's a chance, blocked! Punched! Shot, goal! Goal! Goal, Nashville! 1-1, Christian Espinoza. A defensive mistake from Miami. And now Miami needs a second goal. Miami's in trouble. Rebound ends up going in. Espinoza with a shot, and it's 1-1. And that means away goals to Nashville. If this holds, Miami has to score a winner. There's no offside there. Cross blocked away. See if there's a foul. Doesn't look like it. VAR. I mean, every goal gets checked, but 3 Miami players in the goal. Dane St. Clair thinks he was fouled. Christian Espinoza for now gives Nashville the aggregate lead with the away goal. The former Earthquakes man gives Nashville the 1-1 draw, which at this point's a lead. Espinoza, 74th minute. Nashville has to hold on for dear life now. Miami were the ones holding on for dear life. Now Nashville has to find a goal in 15 minutes plus stoppage time and not allow another. Wow. Miami went brain dead right there. 1-1. 1-1. Uno esta noche, 1-1 global, goals visitar para Nashville. Will Miami find an answer? They have 15 minutes plus stoppage time to find a leading goal. If Nashville scores a second, then Miami would need 2 more. But I think Nashville are going to try to defend this out. That was probably very good timing for Nashville. I think Nashville now are going to try to play the haram ball they're used to playing and try to defend this game out. And I think that makes sense. So if you're Miami, do you want one around the 87th, 88th, 90th minute to shock them and not give them time to build back into the game? I think the good news for Miami is they have time to build back into the game a little bit, and they still have Messi. Now, Either way. Messi. Think it's rigged for Miami. It's not over for Miami. They're going to win. If CONCACAF could give Miami a penalty, I think they're going to do it. Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't think you're wrong, but Nashville's just got to be smart. They got to be smart. They can't do nothing stupid or stick their hand out in the box. Other than that, or even make it look like they're sticking their hand out in the box. Blocked away by Espinoza. Throw in for Miami. Yep, Nashville's going to choose to defend. Suarez coming on for Mora. Yep, they're throwing on a striker, which makes sense. It's Luis Suarez and Ayala. Ayala coming on for Miami as well. Can you read my last two comments? I was going to say, so far I'm not scared of Miami. Their defense looks vulnerable, and their offense is Messi dependent. They have a chance at the small Yankee Stadium. NYCFC have a chance at the small Yankee Stadium field confines. Happens to a lot of teams, yeah. Ayala on for Miami and Suarez on for Miami. David Ayala brought down. 78th minute. Miami are minutes away from being eliminated from the Champions Cup by Nashville. That's why you should have gotten an away goal yourself. It's going to be a late game. 78th minute. Mawil is down, hurt. 12 minutes to go. Fastest player ever to score 900 goals. Huh. 79th minute. Header. Mawil back up. Tag Seth. Now, of course, if Nashville scores a second goal, it's going to be a late goal. Oh, okay. Phew! 80th minute. '80th minute. Nashville has the ball forward. Has to be a scripted moment for Messi to score another goal. AKA a penalty. Playing forward. Good pass. Not a good pass. Nashville will clear it away. Espinoza might be the hero. 81st minute. I mean, we did have some success there. Miami wins. You called it. Well, first they got to win. "82 minutes. Playing forward is Miami. Can they find a goal? Lujan. "83rd minute. Miami up against the wall. They will be eliminated if this score holds. And they have, well, probably over 10 minutes, but we're getting close to being under 10 minutes left of this game. And a shot by Silvetti, saved by Schweik. If only Bertarame's goal, shot from the first half where he should have scored, or the header went in, they wouldn't be in this predicament. But Berterame missed two really good chances, and here we are. 83rd minute. Messi got him a goal, and that was about all they could muster so far. Allende, 3-0, 4-2, 2-1, 0-0, 0-0 so far for Miami this season. And then 1-1, of course. Six goals for, 6 goals against. And that would be actually now 7-7, actually. Playing forward. Keep watching. I am. Either way. Free kick for Miami, 84th minute. Bauer and Acosta coming on. Allende plays it back to Lujan. The higher-ups really want to make this game intense. No, I think Miami just was being stupid, but hey, who knows? I think the call will come down, but I think the call will come down that Miami gets some help. Of course, if Nashville does something stupid, but either way. See if they walk off. DePaul, 86th minute. Header. Miami. I'd get on the ball, but okay. 86th minute. Parking the bus is Nashville. They chip it over the top, and that'll be headed away. Brought down. Miami. Messi plays through. Allende. Blocked. I don't exactly know what he was trying to do there. Schweik will get on the ball. Nope, goal kick. 87th minute. The longer this game goes, the more CONCACAF wishes they took away the goal for a foul, eh? Miami are close to being in trouble. Well, they're already in trouble. It's not like they're close. They're in trouble. Playing forward, Allende loses the ball. Acosta tackles him from behind and he loses the ball. Miami playing forward. Messi switches the play. There it is. 88th minute. Messi. Playing forward. In through. Bertarame loses the ball. Cleared. Cleared by Nashville. I think that was the chance. Noah Allen plays it. DePaul. '88th minute. DePaul chips over the top. Played it right to a Nashville header. Switches the play, Lujan. Nashville keeping their shell. Chipped over the top. Shot saved by Schweik. Rebounded right to Schweik and he covers it. 89th minute. Away goal's got to go. No. '89th minute. Chipped over the top. Silvetti going to the corner. Keeps the ball in and clears it out for a throw. Maybe you're wrong and Miami will lose. '90th minute. How much stoppage time do we have? Miami into the 90th. Header on. Tag Seth. DePaul. 4 minutes. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Suarez, that's headed out for a corner. Headed out for a corner for Miami. Messi, Miami's corner. With 3 minutes to go, ball crossed in, punched away. Acosta clears. Dane St. Clair. DePaul, last man back with Dane St. Clair. Oh my God, no! Fraudulent activity being committed. Miami's not going to win the Champions Cup because there's no way. There's no way, right? Nashville's playing a Rom ball, and that's out for a throw. No pass towards Messi. Throw in with 2 minutes to go. Miami are out this early. I can't believe it. I had them winning the whole fucking thing. Free kick for Nashville. 2 minutes to go. Free kick for Schweik. Throw in. Playing forward, Miami. Probably should have just used the second ball to, like, hold them in. Bright. 1 minute to go. Nashville about to pull off the upset. I thought Messi would be in the final. I think everybody did. Headed on. Allende. Messi. Blocked. Blocked. Out for a throw. No. Miami still has it. Messi at him. That was from Messi's range. And no, right to Schweik. Right to Schweik from Allende. 2010 Jose Mourinho's proud. Wow. Nashville are going to eliminate Miami. No way. Unless disaster strikes for Nashville. And of course, it's Miami having a crap defense that screws them. Well, what do you know? I said Toluca and freaking Miami might be out by the end of the night. Makes this more fun, for sure. Free kick the other way, and that's going to close the game. That's going to cut it. Miami are going to be eliminated. A elbow from Silvetti on Bauer. And once this ball is kicked, that's the game. Wow. Away goals for Nashville. And it's full time. And Nashville advances to play America or Philly in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Wow. 1-1 draw. 1-1 on aggregate. Away goals to Nashville. And Nashville advance. 1-1 esta noche. 1-1 global. Goals visitar para Nashville. Nashville avanzar contra America or Philly. And we'll find out in 2 hours. The MLS champions are out. Wow. Wow. There you go. First wrong round of 8 or 16 tie. Nashville's moving on to the Champions Cup. Wow. This tournament's wide open now. Tournament's wide open now. Wow. Then we'll put them in quarterfinal 3. Wow. Nashville were not afraid of Miami, and they got it. They got what they needed out of this game. Wow. So with that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that high button to get this up in the algorithm. Hit that join button to become a member. Send some chats on the live streams, comment on this video, put this in playlist, share with friends and family, all that great stuff. I'll see you within the hour for the review of this match. And are we going to laugh at Miami? I guess we are. Wow. And then, of course, we'll be live for Toluca versus San Diego at 10 p.m. Wow. Wow. Miami's out of the tournament. Wow. They're still frauds. Miami are still frauds. I'll see you later. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. Wow.